Hey everyone, welcome back to Chapter 6, and today we're talking about the ablative of separation, which you can find in your books on page 63. Okay, so the ablative of separation is really used for two things. It's used for an abstract separation. I know that sounds kind of weird, but for instance, I can free you from danger, I could free you from anxiety, like I can free your mind from care, or I can free you from fear, or I can free you from slavery. Okay, so you're not actually physically separating something from another thing. And the second use of the ablative of separation is for a physical separation. So I can keep the enemy away from the town, or I can bar you from the door, keep you away from the door. And so those are essentially the two forms of separation. Now, the ablative of separation, when it's used in this abstract way, does not use a preposition. Okay, so it's like an ablative of means. It'll be the ablative by itself. But in this physical instance, when you're separating physically someone from something else, it uses the preposition a or ob. So I'm going to give examples of each of these now. Okay, so here's an example of the first type of ablative of separation. Okay, ego, meos, amikos, hura, liberabam. And the big clue here that this is an ablative of separation is the verb libero, any form of the verb libero. If you free someone from something, it's an ablative of separation. Okay, so how would we translate this sentence? Well, ego, I. Okay, and then verb liberabam. I freed meos amigos, my friends, and I freed them cura, from care. Okay, so there's our ablative of separation. Okay, so my friends were really worried. I freed them from care. I talked it over, and now they're totally cool with the plan, and they no longer have anxiety. Okay, so that's one instance of the ablative of separation. Here's another example of this idea of an abstract separation. Okay, so Dei feminam periculo liberabunt. The gods, Dei, liberabunt, future tense, will free feminam, the woman, periculo, from danger. So remember when we translated the ablative case sort of at the beginning when we were learning how to translate an ablative, and we say ablative can mean by, with, or from. Well, it means from usually with an ablative of separation. Okay, so periculo, there's our ablative of separation, and here it is, from danger. Okay, And so that's sort of the abstract way of using the ablative of separation. You can also use the verb prohibeo to get a more physical idea of separation. So here's an example of that. Okay. So Romanos viros a templo prohibemus. Romanos and viros are both accusative, so they can't be the subject. So we've got to start here with the verb prohibemus. So we prevent or stop, you could say. Romanos viros, the Roman men, a templo. Here's our ablative of separation. We prevent or we stop the Roman men from the temple. That is, from gaining access to the temple. Or you could say, we keep the Roman men away from the temple. Probably the best way to translate this sentence in this instance. Okay, so again, you can use the ablative of separation with the verbs libero and prohibeo. If you use it with the verb libero, it denotes an abstract separation. You don't use a preposition. But if you use it with the verb prohibeo, it has the idea of physically separating someone from something, and you're going to use the preposition a or ab. The reason why we used a here is because templo starts with a consonant. Okay, and that is all for today. And thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.